Hi, this is Mayur. I'm joined in by two of my colleagues, Mr. Madan Kaushik and Mr. 𝐏𝐫𝐨𝐝𝐿. So, first of all, thank you to the attendees who have joined in today's session. We really appreciate your participation and interest in attending to know more about the difference between a PLM and a PDM solution. So, let me quickly introduce myself, and I'll walk you through, 𝐏𝐫𝐴 to make you understand what our organization does. So that you'll get an understanding about the company whom you're attending to this webinar. What do they do? So I'll take less than 5 minutes to take you through this entire introduction session. So about myself, I lead the PLM sales services business at 𝐏𝐫𝐴. My colleague, Mr. 𝐏𝐫𝐴, he's our technical consultant for PLM solution. And Mr. Madan Kaushik, he's our marketing manager. So I see a couple of attendees today. I'm very grateful that people have shown interest to know what is PDM, what is PLM. A lot of companies actually get confused in understanding or developing the understanding that which solution would be right for them if they were to actually select for their business. So this webinar session is to decode or to demystify the difference between a PLM and a PDM solution. So PDM is basically a product data management solution, whereas PLM is a product lifecycle management solution. But these solutions are critical to companies to leverage the technology effectively, and which can help them achieve their business objectives. It will include increased productivity, improvement in quality, reducing the time to market their product. It could be anything that the company wishes to in order to meet their vision and the mission of their organization. But choosing the right system is essential so that you can enable efficient collaboration and data accuracy that ultimately you are driving innovation and competitive advantage as an organization. So this is the main agenda with which this webinar has been organized today. So those who do not know 𝐏𝐫𝐴, let me quickly introduce them. So 𝐏𝐫𝐴 is more than a 30-year-old organization as a system integrator. We actually provide solutions in a variety of domains, right from engineering solutions, which could be your CAD/CAM software, PLM solution, to augmented reality and tolerance analysis solution or IT solution. But we also provide solutions in other industry domain in IT vertical. It could be related to the IT infrastructure, remote management services, or IT security services. But over the last 30 years, we have been able to serve more than 3,000 customers with a very strong team of 750 plus team members spread across 6 different locations: Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Delhi. And we probably will come up with our 7th office in Ahmedabad in this year. As of now, we are more than 830 crore organization. That's the revenue that we clocked last year. And we have close to 10% of stake by HDFC Group in 𝐏𝐫𝐴. So that speaks about the kind of ethics and standards that we follow, because HDFC is one of our partners in this organization. Now, coming back to our solution offering as far as PLM is concerned. So what we do is basically we provide consulting services where we provide we do the PLM audits. Let me quickly share the screen so that you can understand this better. But then just let me know once my screen is visible to you guys, okay?
Sure. Taking.
Yeah, has something come up on your screen now?
Yeah, it's taking time to load. It should be.
Yeah, I think a couple of seconds and then it will be there on your screen. Required, I'll just put off my video in order to save the bandwidth. Okay, I think it may take some time. There could be some bandwidth issue, so I don't want to spend too much of time on just sharing the screen. But in the meanwhile, I'll quickly explain. So what we do is we provide consulting services in PLM, where we do PLM audits to examine our customers' existing systems and the processes, and based on that, we suggest them what kind of PLM solution or a PDM solution that they should implement. It is completely tailored based on their business objectives. So when it comes to implementation, what we do is we do complete new implementation at times where there is already a solution, PLM solution implemented, but customers have not experienced or have not got the business benefits. So they ask us to do re-implementation as per their advanced or new processes. We do a lot of PLM upgrades from older version to the newer version, and a lot of companies also ask us to do enhancement into their PLM system so that new or additional processes can be included in their existing PLM. So our aim is to ensure a perfect fit for integration between the existing systems with ERP, CAD, CAM, such kind of software, so that companies get right kind of benefit out of the PLM system. So we deal into windshield PLM, which comes from PTC company. In that regards, we also provide training and the adoption services so that companies who have invested in such solutions actually get the right kind of benefits, and their users continue to use such kind of systems for longer duration. This only helps them to improve their efficiency and the quality of work that they're doing. And post implementation is done, we provide annual maintenance services, or we provide support services to our customers. So that's actually what we do as far as PLM is concerned. Now, coming back to our main topic of today's session about demystifying or decoding what's the difference between a PDM or a PLM solution. So PDM, if in a very short way, if I were to explain, PDM is basically a design and engineering tool, which is mainly focused on managing and controlling the product data, which is related to the specific phases of product's life cycle. This may include your CAD files. This could actually include your documents that you actually generate, the engineering bill of materials, the change management process that you actually follow, or the project management that you want to do. So these are the typical building blocks of a PDM system. Whereas when you talk about a PLM system, it is more larger or holistic in nature, because it encompasses the entire product's life cycle, right from conception to the retirement. So in this particular diagram, you can see that when a customer, when a company receives the requirement from its customer, so you actually go through the entire life cycle, where PLM plays a very important role in managing the complete product information through all the stages, right from concept to retirement, as I mentioned earlier. So we will deal more in detail into this, for which I will request my colleague to help you understand the difference between a PDM and PLM system. This slide talks about the building blocks of a PDM and PLM, where PDM actually acts as the foundation of a PLM, because that's the starting point when you were to implement a PLM. And as you go along, you can expand the capabilities and get more value of your PLM system. So you can assume that PDM is basically a subset of a PLM, and PLM altogether is much larger in nature, which holistically takes care of the entire product's life cycle. So with that, I will hand over the session now to Ashil, and he will explain more in detail about what's the difference between a PDM and a PLM. So Ashil, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Mayur. Just let me know once you're able to see my screen. Is my screen visible? Give me a moment. Okay. Hey, hi guys. This is Ashil from Softcell, and I'm going to be walking you through this particular presentation. I'll be going a little fast. I'll be just trying to demystify what exactly is the PDM and you know, what are the depths of PLM. Let's go to the next page now. So this is going to giving you an elaborate details on how you know, the PDM aspect is, where exactly is the boundary of the PDM, and from where exactly the complete PLM aspect is covered, you know. So if you consider PDM, it is just going to be like, you know, CAD data management, document management, revision control is going to be there. You know, if you're having any version, multiple versions present, it will be actually keeping those versions in place and upfront. So in short, you can say like a complete sanitation will be managed using the PDM software. And of course, the BOM, bill of material, where we say BOM, that is nothing but the EBOM, engineering BOM, which is corresponding BOM, which is present in the ERP systems as well. That is nothing but the collection of the part codes or the item codes forming a complete FG code. So it is going to be a complete, engineering BOM, which is going to be exported from the PLM. It can be exported from PLM into the ERP system for the transactions with the, intellect in it. It is going to be having all the attributes, details, and so on and so forth. So, though, the PDM is a very small part of the complete PLM aspect, it is going to be a foundation stone. It is actually something which is going to be, implemented first as the foundation, or you can say as a sanitation within the company. And then you can go ahead with the process flows, the depths, like, depths of workflows can be increased as you go by. And then there will be a complete closed loop engineering change management. PDM offers design change management. That is going to be like, the approvals. It's going to be having the review path, complete review path where, your engineering data, your design, your documents, all of them will be reviewed and approved until being released. So once it is released, obviously it is in production. So if at all it goes through, it has to go through a complete engineering closed loop change management. Then, the PLM actually would be taking care of the portfolio management. It's going to be a resource management. We'll see that one by one as to how the processes are managed, tooling data is managed, a complete parts classification is there, and then, the complete quality management is there. So quality, if you see, the QMS systems sits seamlessly upon the PLM system, because since you have the sanitation in place, since you have, everything systematic, the QA becomes very easy to drive from. Then there is a requirements management. Then there is a, systems engineering that is incorporated. And then the manufacturing processes can be managed. And then the services information can be managed. So all of these will be seamlessly integrating with the CAD, CAM, CAE, and as well as, the Windchill can be integrated with the ERP systems as well, like SAP, Microsoft, ERP, and Oracle ERP, and so on and so forth. So this is all about, the PDM, that is going to be right from, multi-CAD data management right up till the BOM management. So let's see a little bit about it. So when we go step by step over here, as Mayur has already displayed this particular slide, the PDM aspect with the licensing, it will be requiring the licensing with the authoring licenses, where you're going to be driving, CAD data management, change management. You can have a seamless collaboration within the R&D design until it is released. Once it is released, again, you can have the multiple collaborative tools, which we will be seeing, how it is going to communicate, how the feedbacks are going to come back within the PDM system from the other cross-functional team, like, teams like manufacturing, QA, sourcing, supply, and so on and so forth. And then you can also, implement simple change management, that is going to be like a design change management until it is released. Then you can also apply project management over it. Once you go into the core of PLM, you can have the PDM capabilities, which we are seeing on the left-hand side, plus there will be a BOM management, there will be an intellectual property controls are going to be there, then there will be a part classification, advanced change management is there. Here's where you're going to be going through a complete engineering closed loop change management. Then you go for the advanced PLM aspects. You will be going to the depths of, you can set the processes. Depths of processes can be increased. Supplier management will be there. Of course, the quality management is going to be there. Then there will be, options and variants, we'll see that, like, how does that actually work. Then we'll be going for manufacturing processes and service parts information. And then when we go beyond this, it's going to be, the IoT. That is nothing but the IoT ThingWorks, which can be, incorporated with the Windchill PLM. You can also have the augmented reality, where you can leverage all the data of PLM. You can have the CAD data directly, consumed within the AR to superimpose that specific data in the real environment. So actually, who actually needs the PDM? You will be having the system in place, but a complete system is present, which is there. Though it is digitalized, I would not say it is not digitalized. It will be in the PDF. It is going to be, all your data is going to be within, the Word file, Excel file, the drawings would be there, but then there will not be any version control. They will be scattered around, and then there will not be any, control over, you can say, like, duplication. You will not have the confidence in data, and so on and so forth. There could be chances of proliferation as well. So all these things are avoided having the data within the single system. So you do not have a version control, you do not have the efficient document tracking. So when I say the document, it is even the drawings, the documents, like, it will be on the either side, like, there will be documents backing the design, like design mathematical calculations, like codes and standards based upon, ISO, based upon IATF, and so on and so forth. So there will be a disparate system containing, documentations at multiple various places. So all these things are scattered around. You do not have a confidence in data. You do not know, like, 6 months to 2 years down the line, what you have actually built at that specific moment, what and all were there. So all these things are to be sanitized, placed in one single source of truth, and it should be having a version control over it. So when we go for a PDM, when we say PDM, how does it actually manage within the single source of truth? What Windchill does is it sees all the data as an object. It is going to be an object-oriented product lifecycle management, where all the data is stored, managed, and controlled in a form of a digital product information, where not only there's going to be, design, there will be a documentations backing it, mathematical calculations. All these design structure will build a BOM structure. This BOM structure will be having all the information and all the, intel that can be actually passed on to your ERP system for the further transactions. So you're going to be having a bill of material. You're going to be having all the requirement specifications based upon which the CAD design have been built. So you have a CAD data, drawing, parts, assemblies. You have a technical document backing this particular design. So all these things will be interconnected. They will be integrated with each other. And then there will be a change management that can take place, but you will be having the history of a change management as to when was it changed, why was it changed, what is the impact of change, including the financial impact. All the information will be placed in one single location. Now, it will be having a automated process, in the sense when you have completed your design, you will be wanting it to have it approved. But before approval, there has to be certain review process. So all these processes are going to be an automated process within it. So apart from that, you can also build the processes within the PLM system, which is like, you can build a customized processes as well, like, first part approval process, a complete tool design process. So we'll see that in a moment, like, about the tool design process and so on. So let me go into, like, in the objects. When I said objects, it is going to be a part object which is going to be standing for the item code or a part code in your ERP system. And the end item, as you can see over here, let me just actually start on the pointer, laser pointer. So when you're seeing the part with the blue color diamond over here, that is nothing but the one representing your FG code within your ERP system. So, apart from that, you will be having a document object, then there will be a CAD object, and then there will be a lifecycle object. So lifecycle is nothing but as the part is in the development, before development, it will be within the ideation stage. So any part or a product being within the ideation stage will be actually backed by certain specifications, either brought by the demand. If it is B2B, it is going to be from the company to company. If it is like, from the marketing inputs, all those specifications are taken together. An idea is formed. Based upon that, you will be actually creating a design. Once you have created a design, it will be either going through a proto, it's going to be going through a pilot, and it will be released ultimately. So every data, every product will be having a complete life cycle. So there will be stages within the life cycle. So this particular life cycle in Windchill will be emulating the complete life cycle right from the ideation till the obsolescence of the product. Okay, so how the data is actually controlled. So data is controlled placing in certain context. So if at all you are having a product, an outright product, it is going to be, in the product context. Context is nothing but it's a, a compartment, or it's like a folder itself within the, like you have a folder in your hard disk. This is going to be a folder system, but it is, such a folder system which is going to be, a well segregated folder system in which you're going to be putting only the product. Library will be having a general product like your nuts, bolts, fittings, and so on and so forth. If there is any, SOPs, if at all you're having any documentation, general data about, the information about the codes and standards, the general information about the capacity of the of your plant, and so on and so forth. All these things will be coming within the library. Project, as you have rightly guessed, it is going to be a project management, your project plan, your project related attributes, and the data can be brought from the product into the project, and that specific project you can appoint a resource and you can assign that specific data. So this is how you can actually manage data and control the data. Now this was about the controlling of data. How about controlling over the people? So when you're actually, having a product, library or project, a product manager or maybe a project manager can call the people, assigning them a different role. So that is the reason why, we say that Windchill gives a role-based access. So, different people will be having a different role, but it only and only when the product manager calls them into that specific role, those people will be involved and will be able to view that specific product or project and so on. Now, I've spoken about the life cycle. When we are actually changing the state of a life cycle, if it is in a released state already, and when you're changing it from the released state to again modify certain thing, the version actually changes within the Windchill. It will change from, like, A.1, A.2, A.3. like maybe it has got to A.10, it is released for manufacturing, but it has been found with certain flaws. It has to go through a change management. A change management process will bring this particular thing back to the in-work state, but here the version will change from A to B. So this is how actually it, it manages. Now considering, the roles, so Winchell is intelligent enough to give a role based upon the state or the life cycle of a part. Like, a manufacturing engineer will only be able to see the design once it is been released for manufacturing. He'll not be able to see it until it has been released for manufacturing. But the R&D guy, once it has actually released for manufacturing, the R&D and design guy will not be able to modify the design until it goes through a proper change management, changing from version A to B. So this is how actually it is well controlled process within Winchell, So I think I spoke about this. So as I was talking about the, version change, so it is like, version, it is getting iterated each time you actually check out the data. That is, you take the data for modification and you commit the data back into Winchell, that is check in into Winchell. It will actually iterate from A1 to A2. So once it actually goes through a change management, it gets revised, it goes to B. So coming on to the multicad data management. So multicad data management is, where you can not only manage Creo, you can manage multiple different CAD data, like, AutoCAD mechanical, AutoCAD electrical, CATIA data, SolidWorks data, NX data, and so on and so forth. You can manage multiple electrical data as well, like Altium, Cadence, Allegro, and so on and so forth. Document management, as you know, that the document is going to be equally important to be managed as design, because they will be backing the design in multiple different forms. So document can be either, a Word file, Microsoft PowerPoint, Excel, and so on and so forth. So Winchell not only gives a provision to manage the design CAD from the CAD engine itself. You can check in and check out the data, as you know, you check out the data for modification and check in the data after modification to commit, so that the iteration increases within Winchell. The name stamp and timestamp is present within the Winchell, and you are actually having the latest data within the Winchell. Same thing can be done over here for the documentation as well. You will be having a Winchell tab within your Microsoft Office, from where you can actually take the data, modify, and check in back. So talking about the search and security, so as you know that it is a role-based access that you have within the Winchell. You can actually have the policy administration applied, and you can change the roles. You can add them into groups. So once you added the users into groups, those particular groups will be having certain rights and restricted with certain rights. So all these things will be applied to the users which is added to that specific group. So you can add, you can give a full access, you can have restricted access, and so on and so forth. Coming to the search capability, so Winchell has got a simple search as well as advanced search capabilities. So you can make the permutation and combination within the advanced search is equal to name, is not equal to name, is equal to number, is not equal to number, context-based search as to what context the data is in. So is the data in the product context, in the library context, even within the library context, what kind of a library is the data is in. So all these things can be done, within the Winchell. And this particular thing is normally managed using the name, metadata, as well as attributes. So attributes play a great role within Windchill, not only for searching, but also for the classifications and reports generation as well. So visualization. So Windchill enables you with the visualization for the 3D data. As you check in the data, Windchill creates its digital mockup, and this particular digital mockup, along with the 3D dimensions, 3D GD&T tolerances, can be viewed by the non-CAD users. So the non-CAD users, like manufacturing person, like QA person, sourcing persons. So all these people can actually view the data using a tool called as Creo View Express. So Creo View Express is a tool that can be launched from the Windchill itself. And when you have the base licenses of Windchill, the Creo View Express is a free tool. You can view the data, you can rotate, you can cut, clip, you can visualize the 3D data as well as 2D data. And also what you can do is, if at all you're having any concerns, you can create the annotation over it, save it, and then what you can do is, like, you can actually create a problem report, you can share your concerns. Rather than verbally elaborating, you can directly create the annotation on these, and you can actually raise your concerns. This actually expedites the time, becomes easy for the communication, and it actually plays a very crucial role in the collaboration between cross-functional teams. Now, as I was talking about the BOM, so the EBOM complete structure, as you can see, a complete structure of the EBOM contains your design, your drawing, your mathematical calculations, your documentations. All these things will be integrated or incorporated within your complete EBOM structure, placed within the PLM system. Now, this particular thing can actually be pushed into your ERP system. Your ERP system, of course, will not consume all your documentations, your designs and so on and so forth. But yes, the documentation can be pushed into your ERP system along with the metadata that the BOM contains. So all the metadata, as you can see, in the lower section of the screen, like attributes, numbers, names, line number, quantity, unit, trace code, and so on and so forth. So all these things can be sent into your ERP systems, which can be used as a transactable later on. So the key benefits that you're going to be having is, like, it's going to be having a single source of truth. You're going to be making an informed decision because you'll be having a complete data confidence. You will be streamlining the company's communication, because there are various collaborative tools. One of them, which I showed you, was the Creo View Express, where you can see a 3D data along with the dimensions in it, the 3D dimensions in it. So all these things are going to be increasing the collaboration and decreasing the the time that actually goes in understanding. Your work will expedite because you'll be having a confidence in your data creations, data communication, data consumption, and so on. So you have a standardized platform, reduced rework and scrap. The entire enterprise level visualization is present. So I will not go deep into this because it has been already explained by Mayur. So I'll only say, like, right from the ideation, where you're actually collecting the requirements, the portfolios getting involved into it, planning, conceptual design, right up till the product design to manufacturing, and parallelly with the requirements collected, you can have the validations done. Once the validations are done, you can send that specific data or the intellectual property to have it carved in stone, where it will be produced. So once it is produced, it will be tested. Then there will be a distribution. There will be a service operations after distribution. There will be maintenance and repair. So you have to have the distribution not only of the actual product, but also its spares. And many companies following OSAS regulation and so on and so forth would be very much aware that, you know, even the disposal and recycling of waste is going to be having an equal importance. So PLM is going to support you in a complete life cycle management. So how does this particular integrated product development takes place? You will be having a single central repository. You will be having a CAD structure. As you can see, the EBOM structure can be created. Based upon EBOM, MBOM is created. So depending upon, like, you know, what you would like to consume in the SBOM, either EBOM is used for creation of SBOM or MBOM is used for creation of SBOM. So SBOM is nothing but the service bomb. So what exactly happens is a person in the design department itself will be a multiple different roles present over there, like, you know, a mechanical designer, there will be electrical, electronical designer, firmware, software, and all those things will be placed under a single structure, that is the EBOM, present within your central repository, that is nothing but the Winchell PLM system. From there, the relevant guys who are there for, you know, review and approve, they will be approving the design. Once it is approved, it will be going to manufacturing, it will be going to the vendors and suppliers, there will be a, you know, the quality assurance guys. In short, wherever is your R&D located, wherever is your plant located, and how many plants are there, multiple plants co-located, it doesn't matter. If at all you're having Winchell, you can seamlessly drive your product development. So considering PDM, so I spoke about the PDM system. Let's talk a little bit. Now I'll be going a little fast with regards to the, you know, PLM system. So what in all are there within the PLM system? So the PLM system will be actually not only help you, you know, collaborate within functions, it will help you collaborate between functions having a complete digital thread, and also help you collaborate across the complete value chain. Now, considering, you know, closed loop engineering processes, so here you have a, you know, a complete CM2 compliant engineering closed loop engineering process where, you know, you can create maybe like a problem report, you can create a deviation waiver, maybe the concerns are raised from the non-conformance. All these things will be taken into your change notice. Based upon this particular change notice kickoff, the change task will be levied to an engineer who will be making a modification within the design. Once he completes his task, a change notice guy will actually come to know that this modification has taken place. He'll open his Creo View Express. He'll be viewing that this particular change has taken place. He is going to give an effectivity date for the new change to take place for the production. He's going to complete his task. The problem report, who has created the problem report, will be notified saying that this particular you know, design has been fixed. He's going to check. If he's satisfied, he's going to close his task. So a complete, you know, change management process is taken place. So going for a portfolio program and a resource management, you know, you have a complete program for a plan can be created based upon a complete portfolio management. So what exactly is this particular module? This is called as a project management. So Winchell has got an inbuilt project management tool present within it. So not only it helps, you know, the internal contributors come into picture and have their contribution, taking the data into the project, you can also have the external contributors come into picture. Now, how does that happen? Whatever the data is there within the PDM can be taken as a deliverable. As you can see, the yellow color, icon out here, these are all the deliverables. you're having a complete plan created and have the deliverables attached to the activities present. You have a milestones between the activities and summary of activities. These will be having the actual start date, actual finish date, estimated start date, estimated finish date. The plans can be seen right on the top, having a dashboard. So if it is spilling out, if it is something like, it is going, it is well within, the status of a time, it is going to be a green water ball is going to be highlighted over here. If at all it is spilling out, the yellow water ball will be highlighted. If it has spilled out already, a red water ball will be highlighted, and the intimation will be sent to the supervisor that this particular thing has gone out of hands. So all these things are possible out here. You can have this particular deliverables. You can see, like, you can bring it within the folder, have it into each deliverable can be added as into the activity, adding the resources who will be performing on this particular deliverable, like, creation of a document or creation of a design and so on and so forth. So, and all these things can be viewed as a Gantt chart within the Windchill project management. So this was the folder structure. There's a plan out here. There could be a subplan as a PPAP. Now let's go to the process management. So, there are certain inbuilt processes, as you have seen, like, a process like approval management, change management, and so on and so forth. But then apart from that, also the customized processes can be built within Windchill, as I've spoken initially as well, like, the processes like a first part approval process. Apart from that, you can also have the DFM, DFMEA, DFS processes that can be actually customized and built within the Windchill system. You can have the, analytics and reports created within Windchill. You can have these things incorporated, a complete Windchill that can be incorporated within the ERP system. So that process also can be built using the middleware. So one of the examples of the process is like, the RFQ management. A complete RFQ management process can be mapped into the Windchill. So going into the tool management. So a complete tool management process can be built within the Windchill. As you can see, like, you have, a complete product, but this particular product, developing these ones will be requiring tools and dies to be punched out. So there will be a various, multiple, these products will be having numerous tools that has to be created. These tools will be required, these tools will be, built using the NC codes within the your CNC and DNC machine. There will be a fixtures for building these tools as well. So all of them should be actually, integrated with each other. If there is any slight modification, immediately these tools should be traceable. They should be, linked with each other and traceable, so that what exactly happens is, like, when there is a slight variation, this goes through a change management. There should be a parallel change management within the tooling system as well. So parts classification and configuration management. So, in Windchill, you can have data classified and kept so that, it is going to be easily traceable to you. So apart from the traceability that we have seen having an advanced search capabilities, what you can do is you can have the parts classification classified initially itself and placed in such a way that it is not only traceable, it is going to be, it's going to be helpful to you while you're ordering or when you're placing an order for the long lead items like the fasteners and all other components that you're seeing. What exactly happens is there will be a multiple department, multiple design going on. So each department will not be aware that they are using the similar or the same product. Ultimately, what they do is either they'll search or they'll recreate the product having an extra EBOM numbers present within it. And what the suppliers will be doing is like they will be landing up, placing the orders multiple times in a chunk, as a result of which they will be landing up paying more money to it. If the suppliers are aware that multiple departments are actually ordering the data or ordering the the elements, which is like nuts, bolts, fasteners, washers, and those are actually close, those are actually something which is similar or the same, they can actually order in bulk. Because they are placing order in bulk, they can save a lot of money in the long run. So all these things are possible, not only the traceability, the visibility, the intellect, which will enable them to actually save a lot of money. So all these things are possible using the classification within the Winchell system. So not only you can actually create the classification, as you can see, you can create a classification tree and keep, and anybody who is searching, he will be searching for that specific element in that specific classification. In the sense, if the person is searching for the bolt, he will be searching for the bolt itself. He will not be actually going and searching the data within the washers. So even within the bolt, he will be having the attributes like whether it is a plastic, whether it is actually a metal, or so on and so forth. So these all intellectual things can be classified and further classified and kept with the with the classification using the Winchell classification module. Now, talking about the configuration, let's talk about if you're having a bike, maybe consider a bike or a bicycle. Now, bicycle, as you're seeing that this is a base model, the frame will be the same, but then when you're going for a better bike or a deluxe bike, the tires may change. It will come with the brake drums. If it's a racing bike, it will come with a thin tire. If it is a mountain bike, it will be coming with a fat tire. So these all classifications are done. So, but then what exactly happens is your base, your framework is going to be just the same. So there will be subtle difference. A subtle difference will be there within your design. So with the classification, with the configuration, what you can do is like you can create different permutation and combination within the same EBOM structure, having a different designs. And each time the order comes, you can make those permutation and combination and send it for the production rather than sitting and recreating them as as you actually have a design coming through. And maintaining also becomes easy because it is just branching out from a simple single model itself. So this is the advantage that you're going to be having using the complete platform structure creation using the configuration management within Winchell. So you can actually manage the planning, design, and you can have a variety of different configuration created. So it actually manages the challenge, a complete challenge due to subtle variations within the actual design. So this is one of the example, like how you can create. And this on my left hand side, you have a BOM created, but you can have certain thing eliminated and certain thing kept, and you have a recreation of a BOM before sending it for the manufacturing. So let me go into the quality aspect. So quality aspect is something which is going to be really vital. So once you have the Winchell PLM in place, you can just add the module that you want as you go by. That is going to be audit, non-conformance. You can add the modules like kappa. You can add the modules like voice of customer. All these things can be taken into the change management directly into the change notice from the 𝐏𝐫 itself. Here, you would not require to create a problem report, deviation, and so on and so forth. So requirements management. So anything that is actually created will be utilizing the requirements, specifications, the inputs that is actually either coming, as I told, like from, from the business to business, or from the marketing side, or it will be coming as an inputs from some another source. Now, once you have these all requirements furnished, in a traditional sense, what exactly happens is that they either a complete requirements are not taken into consideration, they still stay within, the product is developed and they will be still staying, all the requirements are not taken, so certain requirements will be staying within your email system or on your hard disk. It will not be highlighting upfront. It will not be there in your proper system. It will not be there within the single source of truth. As a result of which, many of the intelligent requirements are dropped when your model is created. All these things are eliminated when you have a proper requirement collection system. Corresponding to this particular requirements collected, you can directly have the test cases created based upon the requirements so that nothing actually falls off the crack. So you have, with the eventual, of course, you have a documentation system. Apart from that, if at all you're using, you need a strong you need a strong software management system along with the documentation system. You can have the 𝐏𝐫𝐨𝐝, incorporated within the Windchill itself. So even that can be used where you can create the requirements, needs, tests, all those things can be done, and these can seamlessly talk to Windchill as well. So this is how actually it works. Now, going into the other aspects, like, I'll be going through a complete digital continuity where you have the systems engineering, MBOM, SBOM, and so on and so forth. That is nothing but manufacturing, service, and so on. So, as you can see, like, from the EBOM, you've created the MBOM. From EBOM, you'll be creating the SBOM, or from the manufacturing BOM, you'll be creating the SBOM, depending upon, like, what is the process at your end. Manufacturing BOM will be having the work instructions, SOPs, and so on and so forth. Now, these things are nothing, to do with the R&D side. How you're going to manufacture, how the work instructions are there. So if at all it is going through the change management, if at all the instructions, work instructions, or any document related to MBOM is going through a change management, it will not actually affect EBOM. So this is actually kept separate. Similarly with the SBOM, So the change management system will be individual, separate for the, for the EBOM, MBOM, and SBOM. But of course, if at all there is any change that is taken place within the EBOM, you always have the associative MBOM present. It will be highlighting and you can update it then and there itself. So how the manufacturing works. So manufacturing will be having a manufacturing planning where you have EBOM that will be converted from EBOM to MBOM. Digital information is going to be placed within it, like process plans, work instructions, so on and so forth. Apart from that, there will be resources, that will be coming into picture. What are the resources? Is it possible within in-house? If not, there will be another BOM that is created, like, after the make or buy decision. For the make decision, there will be, of course, what are the resources is going to be present, like man, material, the workstation, which plant, and so on and so forth. Based upon that, there will be a complete intellectual property that will be created that will give you an idea as to which plant will that specific manufacturing happen. If there is any modification in the EBOM, it will be highlighted in the 𝐿BOM, and 𝐿BOM will be updated, and all the relevant data like SOPs, work instructions, operating procedures, and the operating centers all will be getting affected. So the replanning is created and attached to the 𝐿BOM. So basically what it does is it actually streamlines having everything on the fingertip. It actually eases your manufacturing possibilities, your where exactly you're aware of where exactly it has to be manufactured, it has to be sourced, if at all it has to be bought, if at all you're not manufacturing, then the suppliers, your vendors come into picture within your supply BOM, or you can say like a purchase BOM, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, like you have a complete optimization of the manufacturing process. Now coming on to the service BOM. So service is going to be a service kit. It is not going to be just like a manufacturing BOM, which is going to be from end-to-end FG. This particular FG is going to be a small kit, like which will be actually transformed from the EBOM as a separate serviceable parts. So not only it is going to be a serviceable part, it is going to be cannibalized. As you can see, like piston pin present out over here, piston pin, retainer, clip, and so on and so forth will form a piston group. A complete piston group will be acting as a givable, as a serviceable parts. So apart from that, there will be certain other things added to it, just like you can say like manufacturing manuals, the service manuals, the service instruments, if there is any specific special instrument required for assembling and disassembling, all those things will be forming a single serviceable kit. So this is how it's going to be going through the downstream. Apart from that, as I told you about the AR, so AR is nothing but augmented reality, where you can utilize the design that you have created and kept within the windshield right into the AR. You can leverage it from the AR, you can scale down, and you can actually place it into the environment. Like, you can even place it on the table in your office and visualize it using the AR tools. So, in short, PLM, you can say like, PDM will be only taking care up till your, requirements, product, design, your software design, and so on and so forth. But once it actually goes for, you can say like for a release, it could be a release to prototype, it could be release for your manufacturing, it's going to be for the services. So all these things will be actually taken care of by the actual PLM system. So the PDM is just going to be forming a foundation stone, but the PLM system is going to be a system which is going to be, going further, or you can say like connecting further right up till your manufacturing and your services. Not only it is going to be connecting frontward, there will be back and forth information exchange. Like, there will be a feedback exchange that can come from the manufacturing side. Either it is going to be coming either in a form of a feedback, voice of a customer, and so on and so forth. All these things can be taken as a kappa. It can be, there will be a seamless communication flow, and all your R&D and design will be aware of what are your products performing, along with the real-time environment. And is there any issues you can, you will be able to quickly fix them, and you can improvise your engineering design so that your product gets manufactured, is evolved so that it is in pace not only with your competitors, it is actually, in such a way that all your customers are satisfied with the product that you're actually giving out for the people to utilize. So PLM is actually a journey. You can start with the PDM part of it, and you can add it as a building blocks. So if at all you're going with the PDM, go for a PDM of a PLM software, so that whenever you want, you can keep on adding, and you can keep on adding the building blocks, so that it actually gives you whatever you actually desire to add as your company grows. What PDM does is, after a while, it will become a stagnant software where you cannot actually, either you will have to go for actual PLM software where you will have to go through a complete migration of a data from the PDM to the PLM software. So these all things are all avoided if at all you're using 𝐏𝐫𝐨𝐝𝐻 as the PDM software. So you can just keep on adding modules. It's highly scalable. You can add the modules as you go by. So if you have any questions, please ask. Madan, do you see any questions on the chat?
No, there are no questions. I guess this was a pretty comprehensive session, Ashil. Thanks a lot for this. If they have any other requests or questions, please do contact either Ashil, Mayur, or myself. We are providing the information, our contact information, that is. And thank you again, guys, for attending the session. We will get in touch with you soon and see how we can help you and then how we can take this forward. And thanks a lot. We'll be having similar webinars in the future as well. Please do join and also invite people who might be interested to learn more about what SoftCell does, what PTC does, and what we bring to the table in terms of digital transformation and digital thread and sustainability and whatnot. Thanks a lot, guys. Anything else to add, Ashil or Mayur?
Yeah. So today what we saw is a little bit of everything. So what we will be doing is forthcoming webinars, we will be going into the depths and crux of each thing that we have seen, change management. We'll see a complete change management. Quality management, we'll see a complete quality management. MPM link with regards to the manufacturing, we'll see that in depth as well. So keep in touch. You can actually, you can be active in, keeping yourself aware of, what is the forthcoming webinar, so that you will be actually knowing as to what you want. And if at all, you're having the webinar which is upcoming, which is actually sufficing your needs, you can quickly join in. You can come in. You can ask. You can keep it interactive as well. After the webinar, you can be ready with your questions as well, so that maybe the question which you are asking could be a similar question for others as well. So be proactive in actually throwing the questions, so that we can